I don't know if putting my business is a good idea on social media. I mean, I think I'm a very big believer in privacy, but I also know that I have these words that come to me, come from somewhere else. They're not my words. And then I have these ideas and things to say that need to be said. And, well, no one in my life are drawn to hear it right now. So I'm just going to take it that God's wanting me to say it to the public, I guess. So here it goes. For the last year or so, I've been spending a lot of time studying different things about the system and the way the government runs, and how banking and commerce and public and private and trust. And I've learned a lot. And first thing I'll tell you is it is not what you think it is, unless for some chance you went to a totally different kind of school system. If you wasn't in the public school system, you might know. If you're Amish, or you have a granddad that was real good in private business or something, but generally this knowledge is not common as you would think. And in some ways, I suppose it is common, but either way, I didn't fucking have a clue what I was in for. And the funny thing is while I'm not claiming to be Christian or Muslim or Jewish or anything, I did ask God for understanding, and he hit me with some. Nothing works nothing works exactly like you think it does. There's always like a hidden part to it. Like, you think that the credit and debit system is two columns, the positive and the negative, but what you ain't seen is the other two columns that dictate the laws and that dictate what makes all of the percentages what they may be or whatever. Like, you want to blow your mind, read Modern Money Mechanics. I mean, it might take you a little bit to grasp if you're where I'm at. I certainly didn't understand it. I had to really look into it. And what I've seen is everything is just an example of really the same thing, like a fractal. Like, all of our laws are really based on the same principles that all laws and religions are based on. We're certainly not operating like the republic we're supposed to be. For some reason, they want to tell us that we're democratic all the time on TV, but we're not democratic. Democratic is not a very smart way to be, because you don't want the majority. You can listen. Over time in history, you don't want to be going where the crowds are going. I'm just saying, like, it didn't work out for the Jewish people. It didn't work out for the Native Americans. It didn't work out for no one. It didn't work out for the Irish. Like, when they start herding people in directions, you might want to stop and look around, make sure there's not a cliff or a cage or an oven or something on the other side of the hill, if you know what I'm saying. So, I'm not saying it's bad. I used to think it was us against them, and it's really not. It's you against yourself is what it is. It's me against myself. There's a system here, and it is not perfect. It is not fair, but there's a remedy for your situation. There's a play. It's God's law. They can't help but to follow it. It's just that we haven't been doing our part to keep up with it. Anyways, man, this shit ain't gonna seem as produced or as neat as I would have liked. But man, I just had my goddamn book bag stole with all my fucking shit in it. And I'm thinking, is this the right thing? Is this a sign? I pray for understanding a lot, and that doesn't seem like like I'm on the right track if I spend all my time with this. And then I realize I should be learning this with people. I should be learning this with a community. It shouldn't just be me, and I need help. I never did really care too much for school. It never made sense to me, so I just, I didn't work that muscle, and now I'm trying to work that muscle, that study muscle. And I'm an organized, and I work a lot. We don't have to be slaves of this system. We can still interact with it, live in it, and not be so torn up about it, guys. Money is not what you think it is. Money isn't real in the sense you think. It has no value, right? We kind of know that, but do we know why it has no value? God bless her, but my doctor, smart lady, she's a damn doctor, and young. She's not like an older lady. She's young, smart, and she thought that there's still gold that backs the dollar. No one's even questioning where the commodity is or how the whole thing runs, how credit runs. Do you know where they get their dollar amount from? Do you think that they just say, okay, well, we need this much, we're just gonna punch this much in the computer? No, they gotta come out here and get people to agree to pay it, so to speak, with their future labor. If you knew that I was taking your money and you're paying me to govern you, and I'm taking your money and 95% of the stuff is just to pay back my lavish lifestyle of control, and like basically instead of teaching us all these things to let us actually have a good free nation, they don't. So we're a bunch of slaves and kind of play the game, so to speak. Like we chase our things and our food, and we get unhealthy. It's almost like you're under a spell. It is not what you seem. It is not what it seems. It's not what you think it is. Come with me. I'm inviting people to figure this out. Let's do something. There's no reason to live like this. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying we don't understand it as a society, and we should. We really should, because it's not what I was taught it was. But it makes a lot more sense now.